Hey, this is David Yasko with Westbury Church of Christ, and this is your Wednesday midweek update. And you know, it's a tough day. As By now, I'm sure you've heard of the passing of Calvin Rodgers, and goodness, what a servant, and one of those that you know was so important to Westbury. Sort of was is the face of Westbury. If you're a child, or if you're in middle school or high school or head off to college, you heard from Calvin, and so our hearts are heavy as we send our love to Margie and Ashley at this untimely passing. We have a few more that we continue to pray for. Jocelyn Brown had some foot surgery, and so she's recovering. Kevin May. Kevin is going to have open heart surgery on December 2nd, and so we will certainly keep him in our prayers. We've been praying for Willie Whitty, one of Charles Cade's classmates in school, who was in the hospital, and unfortunately he passed away. We need to remember Phyllis Deaton, who broke her hip some time back and is continuing to rehabilitate. My parents, as my father continues physical therapy and occupational therapy, which I'm glad he's doing occupational therapy. He needs to go get a job. I realize that's not occupational therapy, but and then with my mother, as she struggles with some back issues from when she broke her back several years ago, and so she's in therapy and is in a brace and has to have nerve ablations, and then we've got a few that have um, gotten the COVID virus, and so Josh Hatfield, we need to continue to pray for them. Ann says that he's not better, but he's not worse, and Evelyn Carr, as Russell said on Sunday, that her symptoms have been light, but still she's young, and I wish she didn't have to deal with that. Gary and Karen Keese, as they were planning on going out and seeing their granddaughter, and had to put that on hold while they go through the isolation period, and they will be tested, and hopefully this time they'll test negative. And then Kenneth and Lynette Okwanu, as they've both tested positive for COVID, and be with their kids as well. And let's just keep them all safe. Tomorrow night, that is the 18th of November, starting at 4 o'clock, we will have our midweek Bible study, and we're in the Ten Commandments. And I don't know if I have not recorded that yet, and don't know if I'm going to, just because my heart's not in the place of our lesson would be on how to affair proof your marriage, and my heart's in a place of sadness, and so stay tuned. But whatever we have, we may end up going ahead and doing that. But that'll be on YouTube and Facebook from 4. Also, remember our Sunday worship service as we meet in person at 9 o'clock, and you need to make sure you gown up. And Ann informed me today that a anonymous donor donated some masks to us that have that are top notch. They have all the filters and everything like that in them. There looks like there's about 100 of them, so they'll be out on the table. And they've got Westbury Church of Christ on them, and she said they look really good. So anyway, that'll be available out there, and it's going to be kind of first come, first served, and then we finish up our series Sunday on prayer. Oddly enough, but even before I knew about Calvin's passing, The lesson I had written was on what happens when God answers your prayers no. And so a very timely lesson in there. That is the midweek update. I we'll be in a celebratory mood soon. I promise as Calvin tastes the glories of heaven, and so we'll be there soon. Right now, let's mourn, okay, and let's grieve with Margie and Ashley. I love you guys. Oh, more than you'll ever know. I love you. Thank God for you every day. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow night.